It's been really exciting. I think guys are kind of getting a little anxious, getting ready to go. Obviously, having a little bit of a break, I think helped us kind of get our feet back on the ground too. Obviously, the way that we want it and we're able to go is pretty exciting. But I think guys are, kind of back to business, and so the break's been good for us and good to get a little rest in. So we're really excited.
How motivated are you guys to finish this job? I mean, this is potentially a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, and that's how we're approaching it. I think we're kind of have the mindset we're not just happy to be there. We're going to make a statement, and I think we have a legitimate chance to make some noise and hopefully come back with a championship. But I think these last couple months we've really put ourselves on the map, and for it to be rewarded with a chance at a national championship is really special to us.
How well do you feel like you guys have played over this last stretch of 6 weeks or so, and how much confidence will you bring into this weekend as a result of that?
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing really well. I think probably the biggest part is we're getting a lot of production from depth players. We have scoring up and down the lineup, and don't have to rely on one or two lines or a couple players each night, which is good. And I think guys have found their roles and ways that they can help the team, and have been playing with a lot of confidence. So yeah, like you said, we're in a good spot, and I think guys are looking forward to it.
Cal, what's it been like as the season has unfolded with your captaincy? Has it been what you thought it would be? Has it been different than you thought it would be, or has it lived up to expectations, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I think, never kind of really being a captain before, so kind of coming into it, I didn't really exactly know what to expect. I'd played with a lot of great captains. I mean, Steven, was a great role model for me, so, tried to gauge myself on that, but also, I kind of realized that, for me to be my best, I kind of have to, carve my own route and be my own, captain way. And so, I mean, it's been a little bit different, but I feel like, I've grown a lot. And, on top of that, I think the other three captains have grown a lot with me and, understand what our responsibilities are and how we can each kind of, help the team, get ready for games and stay on track and, keep our mindsets ready.
Going back to that at the beginning of the season, I mean, when Coach brought it to you, I guess, what did you think of going through, what is a very long college hockey season as a captain, and the responsibilities that would add on to, what you already do?
Yeah, right when, Coach brought it up to me, I thought it was too good of an opportunity and an honor to pass up. But I knew, obviously, like you said, it was going to be a challenge. I think I've kind of grown as well as the team has. We've been a young team when he came in here, but I think everybody's grown up, and I think I've grown up as a captain as well. But, just taking it day by day, we're kind of moving, I guess, past, where you have to worry about whether guys show up to practice on time or workouts or whatever. But, it's a little bit, kind of guys are able to handle themselves, but still just, kind of being there. It's been, growth kind of throughout the season.
So are goalies underappreciated as leaders?
I mean, I think just the nature of the position, I think goalies are somewhat in a leadership light, just, to the fact that, they can have an influence over games like that. But, I think for me, it's just important to be the hardest working guy on the ice and lead by example. And even if you can't be the most vocal, if you're on the bench or whatever, you need to find ways to lead differently. And I think that's kind of the challenge for goalies.
Do you feel a responsibility, seeing as how you're the only goalie in Division I hockey, to be a captain? Do you feel a responsibility to wear it well?
Yeah, I mean, I was making sure that obviously it wasn't a disaster or something like that having me as a captain. So I mean, at least it's worked out, somewhat well up to this point. But since there hasn't been very many, I didn't really, I guess, have anything to gauge myself with. So I just, like I said, just tried to be myself and lead the best way that I could, and then have help from the other captains.
I saw the Players Tribune story that you did. What was the motivation behind that?
Yeah, I was approached by them, and they'd heard about my story, and wanted me to try and put a piece out there, kind of to get ready for the tournament and to, shed some good light on Notre Dame and get some, excitement going. And, I was happy to be able to kind of, tell the story. It was kind of a unique way, I guess, to get into college. And I'm not really used to talking about myself that much, so it was a little bit difficult. But, it was fun to kind of get that out there and, have family and friends and, other people kind of get an inside look and, see how well Notre Dame is represented too.
A common phrase this last stretch run of games has been desperate hockey. In your mind, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think, going into, kind of the way that we've been playing ever since, the turn of the new year, we were going to have to win to give ourselves a chance to make the tournament. So, like we've kind of been saying, we've been playing playoff hockey for a couple months now, and I think that's an advantage for us. We haven't had to just ramp it up these last couple weeks. It's, been a continuation. I think that's really helped the maturity of the room. Guys have grown up kind of playing in those high-pressure situations.
What has changed with this team from the loss to UMass Lowell in the Hockey East semis to where you guys stand now, to where maybe a moment like Thursday won't be too big for you guys?
Yeah, I'm sure Coach touched on it, but, I think it was kind of, we maybe got ourselves into the moment a little bit too much when we were playing UMass Lowell in the championship or in the tournament. But I think, like I said, we've played in those high pressure situations, and I think we kind of flushed that out of the system and realized that, we can get used to that situation. We can play in that environment, and we had a similar environment, for our regional. So I think that only helps our experience, and I think it should be a lot different feeling kind of going into Thursday's game.
How does the success you had against Denver last year really, make you feel in approaching this challenge in terms of, hey, I've seen them before and I've done well?
Yeah, they're a tremendous team. Obviously they've earned the #1 ranking, and I think they were very good last year when we played them too. So there's a little bit of familiarity there, but they're basically as dangerous as they come in the country, and I think approaching it like that, and I think it'd be a little bit naive to say just because we battled the 2 ties last year, it's it's going to be easier this year. We played them in December, early January, and that hockey is a lot different from end of March and into April. So they're expecting a big challenge, but I think it's something that we can handle, and we're looking forward to it too.
Cal, you do anything different this week to keep the guys in the room steady ahead of such a big game, or is it more about just kind of doing what you've done all season?
Yeah, it's kind of just doing what we've done all season. I think let the guys celebrate a little bit, obviously, right after we won, and guys were feeling pretty good. But once we got our feet back on the ground and got back to work and got a couple practices under our belt, I think it's been back to normal. So there hasn't really been anything from my end that I've had to do. I think guys understand the magnitude of the situation that we have coming up, but it's not overwhelming or anything, and the break helps too. Just getting prepared.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.